Children, good morning. Preeti Thakkar back to you with SS Standard 7th. Chapter 5, India, Agriculture, Industry and Transportation. India is an agricultural country. About 70% of people are engaged in agricultural activities. The prosperity of country is based on the development of agriculture. Different types of crops are grown in India. Crops grown are useful either for food or for industry. Agriculture has progressed by leaps and bounds after independence. Now, India is guiding the development nations in industrial technology. See, children, here it is said that India is the agricultural country, which is about, we can say, 70% of people are engaged in this activity. And our India has developed um, agriculture after the independence of our country. Then, agriculture in India, normal or unirrigated agriculture. The agriculture which is dependent on monsoon is called normal or unirrigated agriculture. The crops are sorghum, millet. That is, millet is grown in arid regions. See, sorghum means jowar, we can say, and millet means bajri. Okay, sorghum is grown in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. While millet is grown in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, and is the largest producer of bajra in India. Now we'll move on to the corn. Corn is used, you all know that we are very much interested to have corns all the time, and most of you can say that corn is my favorite, right? Corn is used as a grain and as a fodder for animals. It is mainly grown in Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh. See, children, corn, it is of course a grain, but at the same time, the leaves of it and the inner part of it is used as the fodder for animals also. Groundnut requires less in India. It is also grown in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, and Madhya Pradesh. 50% of edible oil is extracted from groundnut. See, children, here last year also we had the chapter where we had learned that groundnut is mostly produced in Junagadh, right? And we have even learned in detail about the edible oil from it. Now, dry farming. During the monsoon season, water is collected in the low area regions. Dry farming is practiced in such an area, and wheat grows well in such areas. Then it is irrigation farming. The land where the farming is done through irrigation, that is wells, lakes, canals, etc., is called an irrigation farming. In India, 30% of land irrigation farming is carried out. Sugarcane. India is a leading producer of sugarcane in the world. Hot and humid climate is favorable for sugarcane. Sugarcane is grown in Punjab, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Haryana, and Tamil Nadu. Then here it is said that sugarcane is the leading producer, right? You all know, even in Gujarat, you might have visited Maroli, where you have a sugar factory also. And most of the farms grow sugarcane, where they are sent to the sugar factory to form sugar. Then, cotton. Cotton crop takes 6 to 8 months to get ready. See, children, very important point, right? The sky should be clear when it is harvested. When cotton is harvested, the sky should be clear. It shouldn't be raining or cloudy. It is mainly grown in Gujarat, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, and Punjab. It is mainly grown in these places. Then comes to jute. Jute crop takes 8 to 10 months to get ready. See again how many months it takes? It takes 8 to 10 months to get ready. The harvested stem of jute fiber is first tied together and soaked in water to soften. See, very important. How they are, how the stems are here to get it softened. They are harvested and then they are soaked in the water to make it soft. The fibers then stripped from the stalks in long strands and washed in clear running water. See, then they are cut into the long strips and then they are washed in the long, in the running water. Then they are hung up or spread on the thatched roof to dry. Then they are kept on the roof to dry it. Jute is grown in West Bengal, Assam, Bihar, and Odisha. Now about paddy. Now, paddy is an important crop of India. It is the staple diet of most of the Indians. Paddy means rice. It is grown in West Bengal, Bihar, Punjab, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Gujarat. Right? You know, most of the peoples they do have rice all the time, and you can see, you even know that South Indian people also have rice most of the time. Plantation. When certain crops are grown in the garden, method are taken care of as garden. It is called the plantation. It includes tea, coffee, fruit, orchard, vegetable, coconut, palms, etc. See, here it is said that when some of the crops are grown in garden, then garden method is to be followed and they are to be taken care as a garden only, right? On these types of plantation, this is called a plantation, which includes the tea, coffee, and vegetables, coconut, etc. Now we'll move to tea. Tea is grown on the slopes of mountain where the forests are cleared. Water logging near the roots of the tea plants is harmful for the plantation. That is why it is grown on the mountain slopes. See, children, here it is said that when you see that tea is grown, tea does not need water full around its roots. It needs a slope because the water runs out. Only the needful water is being sucked and other is flowed out. The excess water is flowed out, and that is what it is grown on the mountain slopes. Assam produces maximum tea. Beside Assam, tea is produced in West Bengal, Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Main, especially where there are sloping parts, there the tea plantation can be grown. Now it is about irrigation. Monsoon in India is irregular and uncertain. We all know that they are very uncertain, right? Sometimes it rains and sometimes it doesn't. That is irregular and uncertain. Most of the states experiences scanty rainfall for the short period of time. Due to the uncertain rainfall, more than one crop is rarely grown on the entire portion of the land. Hence, to increase agricultural production, irrigation is necessary. See, due to the uncertain rainfall, only the entire portion of land, only one crop is grown. And that is what, hence, to increase agriculture production. So, that is what, to increase the agricultural production, irrigation is necessary. Now moving on to industries. Industries are classified into three types of basis of investment: number of employees and quantity of productions. Right? Industries need number of employees and the quantity of production. Then cottage industry. Now we are going to learn about the cottage industry. So when people make things at home in which the investment is very low, like incense, steak, papad, furniture, pickle, etc., is called cottage industries. That is investment matlab kam paisa dalkar and they can do something, right? So that is the very low investment business, like you can say, that is what it is known as cottage industry. Then small scale industry. The small scale industry consists of factories some machinery, some workers, and in which investment is more than cottage industry. In see refrigerator, plastic items are made. See children, here it is said small scale industries means a factory type where there are some machineries, not very much, some machineries, some workers, so that it has a little bit investment more than cottage industries, right? And you can see small scale industries means they make toys, TV, refrigerator, plastic items, etc. Now, what is heavy industry? So heavy industries are those industries in which big factory, see here it is said big factory, and in small industries it is said that it is consist of a small industry type factory. Big machinery and large number of workers work. It requires heavy investment. यहाँ बहुत सारा पैसा डालना पड़ता है. That is heavy investment, and so it is called heavy industry. It includes iron, steel, motor cars, cement, etc. You all know that these things are very costly, and that is what it belongs to heavy industry, where they invest more money and they can produce these type of products. Woolen industry. This industry was started as an cottage industry, and now it has developed into an important big industry. It has developed in Punjab, main center Ludhiana, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Jamnagar, Ahmedabad and Haryana. See children, woolen industry means you all know very well all the woolen clothes, right? They were first made at home. Even you might be knowing your grandmothers might be weaving them, knitting them, and making them by hand, right? So it was first started as cottage industry, and now it has developed with the great machineries which make sweaters very well, and that is what now they are. It is known as that they are developed well. Now, sugar industries. Which crop is required to prepare sugar? Sugarcane is required to make sugar. We have already learned this last year. Sugar industry is mainly developed in Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh. Know that there are a lot of production of sugar in Gujarat also, and even in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, etc. And sugar cane is used to make sugar because it comes out of sugarcane juice, right? Then cement industry. Which minerals are required for cement industry? Which cement is used? Where cement is used? See, you all know that cement is used for making building and constructions, right? And then in recent years, cement industry has rapidly developed in India. Cement industry is rapidly means बहुत जल्द, right? It is going very fast, right? And here it is said one more thing, that is which minerals are required for cement industry, that is limestone, silica, aluminates, marbles, oyster sheets, etc. are used for making cements, right? Now moving on towards paper industry. Paper is used daily by everyone, right? We all know we are using every day, right? In India, the paper mills are situated in West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and Gujarat. Now, where are the paper used? Paper is used in newspaper, is made in Nepan Nagar, Madhya Pradesh. Right? We all know that newspaper is made out of paper, right? And that is made in Nepan Nagar and Madhya Pradesh. Then the currency note, we all know 2 rupees note, 5 rupees note, we all have seen 500, 2000, 1000 rupees note, and these are known as currency note, which is made out of paper, made in Hoshangabad and Divas. These are the places where currency notes are made, right? Then it is iron steel industry, from small nails to huge machinery, and there are spare parts, and their spare parts. Everything is made by iron and steel industry. Now here, small nail स्मॉल नेल्स मतलब यू ऑल नो कीली, हम कीली कोई भी फ्रेम लगाने के लिए हम घर में कीली ठोकते हैं, राइट. और इवन घड़ी लगाने के लिए वी जस्ट हैव अ स्मॉल नेल टू इन द टू पुट अगेंस्ट द वॉल, राइट. सो these things are made in the iron and steel industries, right. Then again coming to the jute industry. Now jute cloth, gunny bags, jute bags, etc. are made from jute fibers. Nowadays, the demand of gunny bags and jute bags have reduced. In its place, bags made from artificial fibers are in demand. We all know, first our grandparents used to use, most of them they used to use the jute bags and gunny bags, but nowadays all want all the things very attractive. Due to that, most of them use artificial fibers, which is in demand these days. Okay, then it is petrochemical industries. Mineral oil is extracted from the interior of the earth. There are many components in mineral oil. Different components are separated after the purification to get kerosene, diesel, petrol, tar, coal, etc. See, here it is said mineral oil is extracted, right, from the interior of the earth के ज़मीन में से. देर आर मैनी कॉम्पोनेंट्स इन मिनरल ऑयल, बहुत सारे कॉम्पोनेंट्स है इसके अंदर, और वो सारे कॉम्पोनेंट्स को अलग किया जाता है. दे आर सेपरेटेड and then they are purified to get kerosene, diesel, petrol, tar, coal, etc. This industry is dependent on mineral oil. ये इंडस्ट्रीज ज़्यादातर मिनरल ऑयल पे डिपेंड होती है. The refineries in Vadodara, Jamnagar, Mumbai, Visakhapatnam, Chennai, etc. purify mineral oils. These are the places where mineral oils are purified. The dyeing and the pharmaceutical industries are part of petrochemical industries. Dyeing matlab मर जाना नहीं, dyeing matlab the color which is dyed on the cloth or the hair or the they color the clothes like, so that is dyeing, right. You all know we are in textile industries, we have dyeing and printing machines also for the cloth, right. Then various chemicals, soda ash, petrochemical, etc. are produced as the part of dyeing and pharmaceutical industry. Today, chemical fertilizers are used more in agriculture. The chemical fertilizer factories are located in Kalol, Vadodara, Sindri, Mumbai, Gorakhpur, and Durgapur. Transportation in India. Again, a very important point about the transportation in India. That is, roads and transportations are not only used by men to transport goods from one place to another, but also to bring the people nearer to each other. It helps in promoting the unity of a nation. There are roadways, airways, railways, and waterways in India. Along with them, the ropeways are also used. Pipelines are used to transport liquids. See, children, here we know, we have learned this part since first standard, right? About the roadways, airways, railways, waterways, etc. And you also know that it helps us to move from one place to another to meet our near and dear ones. And that is what we say, that it gives us the unity of the nation, right. Then the pipelines are used to transport liquids such as oil, diesel, petrol, etc. Then it is roadways. Roadways are a unique feature of nation and are equally beneficial. Roads are constructed to connect villages and provide facilities of transportation to the villages. The road web of India is the biggest one in the world. See, children, very important. It is said that roadways are unique features of nation. We all know that without the road it is very tough. You see, in some villages the roads are not made, and it's very tough for us to drive a car or a cycle, right? And that is what roads are constructed to connect village and provide facilities, to provide a facility to drive well, and they are connected from the village to the cities so that we can move on frequently to the places. Then it is said that the road web of India is the biggest one in the world. In the whole world, India is having the great road web, right? Then types of roadways. Now, what are the types of roadways? That is the village road. Village road connects the village with the main city of taluka or district's main city. Then district road. District road connects the major region and cities with taluka. Then state highway. State highway connects the state capital with the district headquarters and important cities. See, here it is all explained ki how these roads connect to each other, right? Then the national highway, which is very important for us in India as well as other places. Indian national highway is the most important highway. It is very important highway. It connects one state with another, right? Others just connect like state capital or major regions of cities, something like that. But here national highways connects the like it connects the main cities, it connects the one state with another. So it connects the main cities, ports, administrative headquarters, etc. There are approximately 15 national highways. There are approximately 15 national highways which are very important. And here this is the extra knowledge which I here it is given. Maybe it is not there in your textbook, but here national highway number 7, it being the longest highway in India, it extends from Varanasi to Kanyakumari. See children, remember this very well. It said that it is the longest highway of India. So which is the longest highway of India? It is Varanasi to Kanyakumari. And then that is national highway number 7 and national highway number 35. So what is the importance about it? Then it is the shortest highway. See here, it is the shortest highway. It connects Kolkata to Bongam. Bongan, the city near border of Bangladesh. Okay, so then coming to the railway. Indian Railways is very important mode of transportation. Many people travel together at the same time. Goods in bulk quantity can be transported together. Traveling has become faster, and today, instead of coal, diesel or electric engines are used. They are metro rails in Delhi and Kolkata. See children, here we all know we are now having metro trains, right? Before, you might be seeing in some movies it is shown that they used to burn the coal and drive the railways, right? Drive the engines, right? And now it is said that they use the electric engines, due to which the trains runs faster, and it is known as metro train, which is already started in Delhi and Kolkata. Now, moving towards waterways. In India, waterways are the most important and inexpensive mode of transportation. In India, the Ganga and Brahmaputra are perennial rivers. Hence, steamers, boats are used to transport passengers and goods throughout the year. International trade and traveling for pleasure can be carried out via waterways. See, children, here also you all know very well about waterways, right? It is inexpensive, means it is very cheap mode of transportation, right? And it is in India, the Ganga and Brahmaputra are the perennial rivers. Perennial rivers means that is, you can say, they are the place where the waterways move around frequently, right? Regularly, I mean. Hence, steamers, boats are used to transport passengers, and small steamers and boats are also used to move passengers from one place to another, and even the goods throughout the year. And international trades and traveling for pleasure can be carried out via waterways. Now, it is airways. In the present times, airways are used to reach from one place to another within a short span of time. Airports are constructed for the safe takeoff and landing of the aeroplanes. The international airports are located in Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, and Tiruvananthapuram. Indian Airlines provides the service for domestic travel, and Air India provides the service for international travel. Apart from these, private airlines also functions as an important means of travel by air. See children, you all know by air if we are going somewhere, we reach within very less time. We save our time, and that is what we most probably, when it is very urgent, we move through airways. And you all know there are many international airports located in Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Tiruvananthapuram, etc. And here it is said that Indian Airlines provides service for domestic, and the Air India provides service for international travels, right? And it is very important part of means of transport also. Now it is ropeway. In the mountain region where roads or railways cannot be constructed, then their ropeways are constructed. Ropeways are constructed at Rajgir in Bihar and in many places of Himalayas. See children, you also know there are so many ropeways where you can say in Gujarat you can say Pavagadh has ropeway. In Saputara there is a ropeway, and nowadays we even hear that Girnar in Junagadh also have constructed a ropeway where we are easily able to visit the Girnar Parvat also. And here we end the chapter, and bye everybody. See you with the next chapter.